Hello, today is November 16th, 2018. I'm going to change the order around a bit, go over today's patterns, and then review my calls for Thursday and make Monday's call. During the day, MEJT said ultimately lower prices would print, even though we traded higher first. Ultimately, they did. While we're dropping here, it says it was a false move, wouldn't stick. We recover over this line, and we did. And there's nothing unsatisfied from the system for Monday. Well, here was an attempt to bottom. I want to go over the calls. We looked for a pattern with the early low and the late high. We said this low might be challenged, but it ought to hold. And all that's happened. We said our favorite target was 2760 on the upside. But anything that was a Fibonacci target of the prior consolidation would work. Set this at 50%. That's a possible high of the move. Now here was your attempt to make a bottom. You gapped up, and that gap up is resistance. In spite of rallying for a day and a half, we couldn't trade over the high of this consolidation, and we couldn't close over the low of the bar that started the gap up. So this is a long rally running into resistance, and so far resistance is holding. That's not all the pattern shows. Typically when you rally all day long, it isn't good. If you can't close over these intermediate highs, particularly isn't good with this pattern. That tends to close near the high of the day if it doesn't. And if you don't open over these highs by gapping up, tends to lead to lower prices. Well, here's the Elliott wave argument. You have your ABC up, then your B, and you have an ABCDE for an ending diagonal triangle. If that's the count, then we're going to drop right from the open. You can see how this wave E is equal to that wave A, and you'll see how blue A is exactly twice blue C. So there's a powerful argument that we're going to drop right from the open on Monday, and if the count's wrong, we should invalidate it by gapping up. Here's our long-term count. Here's the end of the bull. We have an ABC. It's probably wave blue A. If this is going to drop right from the open, I don't think it'll be a collapse. I think it's part of black A of dark blue B. It's probably just aqua A, but of course there's no way to be positive. But until proven otherwise, we're going to say that the bull ended here, and that I would expect some consolidation between these lines before starting a big move down. But of course, long-term calls aren't my long suit. As far as Monday's concerned, unless we invalidate this pattern by gapping up and taking out these highs fast, I look for a drop right from the open, and probably not a small one. And that's not, and I would say before the drop's over, before we overtake this high, the drop won't be small. But that's the call for Monday. We either gap up over these highs, invalidate the pattern, or drop right from the open. That's today's call.